Hello and welcome to another special episode of the Lights, Camera, Combat podcast. Today I'm going to be sitting down, breaking down exactly what it is these fundraising missions that I've been going on about are all about. So, as you may or may not be aware, over the past few months we've been working on some exciting projects for over the summer, some great new content to bring you guys on the podcast and the YouTube channel. These new videos are going to be taking the place of a summer of fundraising that we as a podcast are going to be running in support of Help for Heroes. Tell you a little bit more about the charity before we get into what exactly it is that we're going to be doing. Help for Heroes is a UK-based charity who support veterans and their families, help them live well after service. The full range of services that they include range from psychological and mental health support, as well as physical well-being and things like sports classes and recovery colleges to give people the skills that they need to help them live a successful and a happy life after service, giving them opportunities to socialise and opportunities to build their work prospects to help them and their families through what sometimes can be a very challenging time in life. This is a charity that relies on donations from the public to help them continue to do the great work that they do. And in a time right now where the world is pretty hostile, it is a charity that does a lot of great work for people who have given to their country, and it's their time to now receive a little bit back as thanks and gratitude for all the work that they've done. Well, where do we come into it? Well, over the course of the next 3 months, June, July and August, we will be taking part in the Lights, Camera, Combat Summer of Fundraising for Help for Heroes. It's 3 fundraising missions which are going to be all endurance-based tasks to help us try and raise as much money as we can to help them continue doing the great work that they are. So, on Monday, the 16th of June, we will be taking part in the 3 Peaks Challenge. It's the 3 biggest mountains in the UK in 24 hours. In Scotland, Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in the UK, in England, Scafell Pike, and in Wales, Snowdon or Irwifter, if I've said that correctly. I think I have, maybe I haven't. Welsh people, I apologise. Please don't butcher me for my pronunciation. Anyways, so we will be climbing these mountains from 8 o'clock Monday morning to 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. The rough guideline breakdown is 5 hours to climb Ben Nevis, so we will be aiming for about 8 AM to 1 PM. Then a drive between 1 PM and 6 PM to Scafell Pike, and then there'll be a 4-hour climb in England from 7 to 11, and then a drive between 11 PM and 4 AM, and then the final mountain 4 AM to 8 AM, and then we will be done and hopefully getting a well-earned and probably well overdue shower and a nice breakfast before the drive home. Now, this is something where there's been a lot of training and prep gone into to make sure that everything can be up and running and as good as it can be so that we can give a proper hack at this 24 hours. It is a challenge that a lot of people take on, and only 40% of people who set out to do the challenge make it in the 24 hours. But because we are raising money for a great cause, we want to give everything that we can so that we will be able to make it in the time. Now, where all of this comes in with you guys watching is that we will be making a special YouTube video out of this. It will be available on podcast channels, but it's one of them where 100% the best place to view it will be here on the YouTube channel. It will be a fun video, it'll be an entertaining video, it'll be telling you a little bit more about why we're doing it, a little bit more about where the money that you would be able to donate will go to, as well as just trying to come along and watch the video, have a bit of a laugh, and watch me and the team that we'll be with have a little bit of a good crack and a little bit of a laugh. So with me on this is going to be my fundraising buddy, who you will get to meet in this video, as well as our cameraman, who will also pop in and out of the shots, I am sure. You will meet them when this video goes live. Right now I'm not exactly too sure when that will be. We will obviously get back from doing the challenge, and then it will be a big editing process to pull together the best video that we can before we put it out. Moving on to the second challenge on the 15th of July, which I believe is a Tuesday, but I haven't got a calendar to hand. I will be doing a 44-mile walk from Strethal, a thankful village in Essex, which means it is one of a very small handful of places in the UK which lost nobody in the World Wars. And we will be walking 44 miles from there to the Victoria Embankment Gardens in London, where there is the Afghanistan and Iraq War Memorial. The distance is curated by 10 metres for every fallen soldier since the end of the Second World War. It comes out to 7,139 soldiers killed in combat in the British Armed Forces in that period of time. And we will be doing this walk as a stretcher walk. So me and my said fundraising buddy, who you will meet in the first challenge video, will be either end of a stretcher where we will have a donation bucket attached to it. So any passers-by who may be interested or want to give us any loose change will be able to. Then we will be taking that from this village, which is relatively close to Saffron Walden around the Cambridgeshire border. We will be navigating our way down through Essex into London, coming down via Islington and that route down into our final destination spot, where we will have a little bit of a gathering at the end. We will look to hit the middle of London at about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so there's still a little bit of a party atmosphere out in a summer's evening in London, to try and draw in as much attention as we can in a good way and raise the message and raise the profile and the awareness of what it is that we're doing and why it is that we're doing it. And that challenge will probably take about 15, 16, 17 hours. I don't think we'll really know until we get into it and we find a pace, and then we watch how that pace slowly declines the further and further we go. But that challenge will be coming up in July. Same again, we'll be making a YouTube video about the same reasons as why we made the first one: fun, entertainment, and a little bit of telling you exactly why we're doing this and the importance of it for those fallen soldiers. And the third, final challenge is going to be in August in Waterloo train station in London. We're going to be lifting the weight of a World War II Churchill tank, which is 40 tons. We'll be doing that using a 25 kilogram SAS Bergen. It will be designed in a way where there will be crates so high, about the height of a military truck, and it will be consistently lifting this Bergen up and down on this platform for 1,600 times. The reason we're doing this is because this is actually a task dedicated to mental health. There are a lot of veterans and ex-service men and women out there who do suffer from mental health conditions, be that PTSD or any other related mental health conditions, from their time in service, and there's a little bit of a stigma around that, as there is still probably with all mental health related issues in society at the moment. And it is just raising a profile of that, and the reason we have decided to do the challenge in this format is that it is all about sharing the load. If there is anybody that will be at the station at the time that wants to get involved, lift a few reps for us, help us out, have a little chat while they're doing it, they are more than welcome to, and that is exactly the whole reason we have set this challenge up. So, to round off a probably long monologue of me chatting at you, at the camera, getting pretty hot because it's probably the hottest day of the year so far, and I'm in a highly exposed to the heat room and getting quite a sweat on. So to save me and to save you, I will bring this video to a close now. But all I want to say is thanks to everyone who's watched the first can't get my words out. Thanks to everyone who has watched the first series so far, whether that is on YouTube, whether that is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. It is massively appreciated. It's helping us to grow, and we're very, very excited that we will have a very, very exciting, very big, very promising season 2 to bring you at the end of the summer. Once all our fundraising challenges are done, that's when we'll be looking to launch the second series, so make sure you stick around for that as well. If you would like to find out any more about what it is that we're doing, why it is that we're doing it, there is a Just Giving page that we have set up for the Lights, Camera, Combat Summer of Fundraising. I will leave a link for that in the description down below, so please do go and check it out. And if anybody watching or listening to this is curious about why we're doing it, or maybe wants to donate us a little bit of extra money that they might have kicking about, I know it's a difficult time for people in general at the moment, but if there's any loose change that anyone wants to throw to a good cause, then I will leave the link to that in the description down below. But next week you will be getting the second bonus episode of our little bonus series of best bits from series 1. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Keep your eyes peeled for any social media content that we will be putting out on Monday and Tuesday while we are getting ourselves up and down the biggest mountains in the UK. But for now, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed this rather different video episode of Lights, Camera, Combat.